Hi, TPT sellers. It's Mike and Enrica. And we were just working on something for today's show. And then all of a sudden, like, hey, it's showtime and we have to be live here. How is your week, Enrica? How are you doing?
I'm fine. My week is a little stressful because, school, stuff like that, and my annual visit for my health, my cancer. But I was cleared out, so I'm happy and everything is fine. And I'm happy to be here
Yeah,
as usual.
I think one of the things I enjoy the most about the YouTube community here, the SEOTpreneur YouTube community, is just you get to see teachers around the world at different stages of their life, and I find it very interesting. Like it's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Today we're going to talk about maximizing your TPT time. What do we mean by this, Enrica? Where were we
Uh,
going from?
I was thinking it's like a follow up on last week live because I told you that I'm gonna try to conquer the high school market, and I wasn't able. I had a hectic week, so I wasn't able to do today. But next week, I will publish live two resources. Uh, as similar as I can, meaning that I have to change the topics, one for middle school and one for high school, and see how it goes and how they sell. And thinking about that, thinking about, I'm always scared. I have some products that perform well and they sell and I try to create more like that, and I try and I see that they are still selling, but I think one day they will simply dry up. And what do I do if I don't have an alternative? If I don't have something new, my store will die. And I will die with it because I'm so
Okay.
happy. I'm so proud of my store.
Okay.
It's like my little baby. So I started to think that I must um, focus as much as I can on my well performing products, but
Okay.
also I need to find the time to try new things. And this is
Okay.
where your My Data Seller tool
Yeah.
comes
Well, okay.
to
So
help me.
you had told me about that 80-20 rule.
Yeah.
What was your plan with the tinkering?
My plan is to devote 80% of my time in what I know that works, and use the 20% in something new and experimenting, creating new stuff, and see if I can come up with some new ideas that work.
Okay.
One might be high school or new type of products or whatever. I don't know what
So this
my
is
mind will come up with.
in so I remember, so there's something called Genius Hour. It used to be called Genius Hour. It might be called something different now. But basically the idea, there used to be 20% time, like Google, FedEx, some large companies gave their employees one day of the week to work on like related projects to see what happens. And I think
Yeah.
Gmail was a 20% project, but I remember hearing that Google is not doing 20% time anymore. So what does
Why
that mean?
not?
I think it was because they had too many little experiments, and at one point they shut down all of the experiments just to work on their core products. So that makes me wonder at what point, how long will you go with your high school experiment before stopping that experiment?
That's a good question. I didn't think about it. And I think I will go like 6 months. I will try end of year and beginning of the year. So at least till September.
Okay, so you're gonna do 6 months, March, April, May, June, July. Like so. Okay, yes, the end of this year, and then you'll get the September rush, and then
Yeah.
you'll. Yeah, this is the hardest thing I find, trying to know when to stop experimenting. So today we're going to look at an 80-20 tool. And basically this is a free seller tool. It's a free Google sheet, and it lets you break down your sales, right? So that you can figure out very quickly what the top products are, what top products you have that are generating this income. So for example, on mine here, and I'll show you how to create this in a second. For mine, it looks like these 6 resources generate 80% of my income, which is kind of crazy. So I'm going to walk you through how to get this really quickly. Enrica, I think you're going to, if you want to double check on your side, because I've hidden the information. And if you just want to double check that you're okay with that while
Yeah,
I do that.
let me take a look, but I'm okay, even if the information are out.
Okay, so I'm going to go to freesellertool.com. I'm going to click on download. I'm going to put my email address. I'm going to figure out what my store name is. I can never remember my store name. Oh, so today, Teachers Pay Teachers, that website has been down for me. Has it been down for you as well?
No, it's not down, but you're not hearing any cha-ching tonight,
Yeah, the
because
notification.
my app is down.
Yeah.
No, I receive email, but not notification on my phone.
Me too. And have you seen the Apple, like when TPT is down, the Apple with the
No,
red?
I haven't.
You haven't
But
seen what it looks like?
I didn't have time to work a lot on my TPT store, so it might just be it.
Have you ever seen the Apple, like in the past?
Yes, I did.
So I
And then a couple of occasions I also freaked out when I was really new and I saw the Apple. I said, okay, someone shut down my store.
right. Okay. So I'm gonna go to my email. I'm gonna find the confirmation email. Keep this email. Oh, so data. Why is this so hard? Reseller tool. Really keep this email. So here we go. I'm going to open up. So you'll get an email that looks like this. And then you click on your confirmation. It'll ask you to make a copy of the latest and greatest version. Now, last time with Paula, we used the data locker. Today, I'm not going to use the data locker. So I'm going to go to my TPT product stats. I'm a little bit zoomed in too much here, I think. I need to get, let me zoom out here. So I need to get my TPT product stats, CSV. So I'm going to go get that right now. Teachers Pay Teachers. I'm going to go to my, where is it? Product statistics. I'm going to wait for the internet. There we go. I'm going to download to Excel my product statistics. Yeah, sometimes the internet is slower than other times.
Yeah. Tell me about that.
I find sometimes with TPT, the very first time I try to download, I find it for me. Have you found that as well? Or is
yes, absolutely.
Okay. So
for some reason, the first time is always the one that takes more time.
So here's my product stats. I am going to click in the yellow cell. I can zoom in here. I'm going to click on File, Import. I'm going to click Upload. I'm going to drag that file out. It's going to upload it to my Google Sheet. I'm going to change the location to replace the data in the yellow selected cell. I click Import Data. And then all of a sudden, I have something that looks like this. I have to get rid of the top row. So I'm going to right-click the number 3, delete the row. And now I've imported my data. At the very bottom, I have this 80/20 tool. And now I can see this. Okay, so Enrica, if you were me, what should I spend my time on? Are you saying that I should only spend my time? I should spend 80% of my time. So 4 days of the week, I should spend my time on only these resources?
Or something like that. I say fun middle school debates. I don't know exactly what is it, but it's something that I feel like you might create a product line. And so I would focus on that. And I see also Valentine's Day. So why not St. Patrick's Day? Why not Easter? Why not end of year? Why not beginning of the year, summer, spring, and whatever?
So, to be honest, with that Valentine's Day, It's actually my 60s communication one that I renamed Valentine's Day. And I
Yeah,
wonder
but it
now,
worked.
I don't know if it's working anymore. I wonder, because TPT can tell, because you get that little message, hey, don't put the seasons in the titles. I
Yeah.
wonder if it could keep track of that message. So I wonder if you do that too often, I wonder if it says, hey, this person is just changing the title. We don't think it's very good for SEO, so we're
Oh,
going to penalize you.
I don't think that that's the problem. I think that it simply detects if you're using a seasonal title, and it warns you to be careful to
Just to
that,
know.
just to know that the you have to have a seasonal product if you use a seasonal
Okay.
title. But I see people putting like Valentine's Day on a snowman and nothing happens.
Really? Well,
Yes.
yeah, I guess so. It's a snowman in love. So all of these are bundles. I could see. I think this is unfair because this products.csv is your lifetime history, and these are some of my oldest products that I've had a lot of time to sell. How do I not like? I can't tell if my critical thinking product line is like, because that's where I'm spending all of my time, but it's not leading to any of these resources. Well, except for the everything bundle. So this is, but you're right. The problem is sometimes we spend time tinkering and it's not a good use of our time.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's look at your data. I'm going to share
Mhm.
your data here. And your data is, so I've hidden your, the earnings. This is just the 80-20 chart. Oops. And I find it tricky. So you have the idea about experimenting in the high school market.
Yeah, but you're not sharing my data. You
Oh,
need to share the screen.
here we go.
Okay. Yeah.
And I wonder if that's a mistake, just to play, like, because we have opposite ideas. So if we look at your top 80 resources, my goodness, how many resources do you have?
I have like almost 500.
500. Okay, so you have a lot of resources. Yeah, 400, 500. Okay. So your top, but I can see like the dark green here, like your escape room. Tell me
Yeah.
about this resource. Shouldn't you be spending more time on this resource?
Yes, and I'm doing it.
Okay.
I'm creating more. I'm creating more escape rooms in general, and more of that is a particular escape room because it's a like around the world in IT problems.
Is it a
And
is it a bundle? I can't
nope,
remember.
is just a resource, and I'm creating the same escape room for new topics. So that's
Okay, because it
something
works.
that,
It's a product line. You're gonna try to
yeah.
compete. Yeah. Okay. What about like? So I see pixel art. Tell me about some of these resources here.
Oh yeah, Pixar is something that is an evergreen that always sells. This is the one that sells so well. My second bestseller is also one of my first Pixar art, and one that I'm not so proud of because it's not definitely not my best work,
Right.
but people seem to like it. And then I have escape. Almost everything that you see there
Our
is
escape.
escape room or pixel art.
Okay. So right now all I did was Control F to get the find, and then right now let's look. Let's look for escape rooms. So yeah. Whoa. So all of these that are highlighted in green are escape rooms. So
Yep,
are you making for your high school one, your high school activity? Are you making an escape room or a pixel art activity?
I'm making a pixel art activity because it's easier
Right.
and faster. And if I want to see if there is market, I'm trying not to devolve too many time in creating resource.
Right.
I try to focus more on the content,
Okay.
to be more rigorous in the
So
content.
now the final question I want to ask, because I do want to wrap things up here. how are you going to keep track of time? Because I often say, like, I just recorded a video today, and then I was like, okay, I set a timer so that I stop working when the timer goes off, and the timer went off, and I kept on working because I was in the flow. So how are you going to make sure that you only spend 20% of your time tinkering and 80% time on the money maker?
Oh, I'll try. I'll try. I'm not sure I will follow this rule to devote one afternoon, because in the morning I'm in school, so I have to do in the afternoon, one
Right.
afternoon to high school, and the rest of the week to what I know that sells.
So to the middle school audience,
Yeah,
that's what you're working on now.
upper
Yeah.
elementary and middle school.
Yeah. So that actually is smart because I it's 1 out of the 5 days. Is that right? That was your
Yeah,
thing? Yeah.
yeah.
Whereas I find I have a problem because I just keep on working. So if you are watching this later on, can you help me? Because Enrique has a system, but I'm not very good with this.
But I'm not sure I will follow it.
See, that's
This
it.
is my idea.
Is it because we lack discipline? Is that the idea that if you have
Or
focus and you
no,
stick to the plan?
I had like this epiphany the other day,
Yeah,
and I realized that what we do is a creative job.
right.
And we need to wait for the inspiration and to follow it. This is why we work at odd hours, and sometimes I for me, I spend the afternoon laying down, unable to do anything, and then after dinner, in 2 hours, I crank out a product, because when the inspiration comes, you know, I've got this flow of energy, and I know exactly what to do. When I don't have the inspiration, it's hard to focus.
So I guess my question for the audience as we wrap things up is because most of you are probably like that, where you're working where you can steal time to work on this project. How do you make sure that you're not working more than 20% in terms of little tinkering things and spending 80% on the things that work in your store? So if you have an idea, leave a comment. Any last words before we end off here, Enrica?
See you next Tuesday. I will launch my two products, and the experiment will begin.
And the experiment begins. Have a great week, everyone, and we'll see you in the comments.
Bye.
Bye-bye now.